Have you ever wondered how the perfectly normal and successful women of a cult like NXIVM got involved and became participants in heinous acts of violence and control? Apparently, cults do not announce themselves as such and say, "Hey, you want to join our cult and recruit others to do some weird stuff?" There's actually a very long process that starts out in a very undramatic fashion. Obviously, bad men threatening or bribing will not appear. Here is a really relevant quote from C.S. Lewis. Over a drink or a cup of coffee, disguised as a triviality and sandwiched between two jokes, from the lips of a man you have recently beginning to know better and whom you like, just at the moment you are most anxious not to appear crude, naive, or a prig, the hint will come. It will be the hint of something which is not quite in accordance with the technical rules of fair play, something that the public, the ignorant, romantic public, would never understand. Something which outsiders in your own profession are apt to make a fuss about. But something, says your new friend, which we, and at the word we you try not to blush for mere pleasure, something we always do. And you will be drawn in, not by desire for gain or ease, but simply because at that moment, when the cup was so near your lips, you cannot bear to be thrust back into the cold outer world. It would be so terrible to see the other man's genial, confidential, delightfully sophisticated face turn suddenly cold and contemptuous, to know that you had been tried for the inner ring and rejected. And then, if you are drawn in, next week it will be something a little further from the rules, and next year something further still, but in all the jolliest, friendliest spirit. It may end in a crash, a scandal, in penal servitude. It may end in millions, a peerage, and giving the prizes at your old school. But you will be a scoundrel. I think that this is really important to keep in mind. People most often lose their integrity not out of greed, but the simple human desire of wanting to fit in, to be part of a tribe, to be included, which means, conversely, that keeping our integrity will often necessitate us taking social risks to stand out, to risk being rejected by our peers and going against the grain. This is a muscle that needs to be practiced. So start small, cause a little fuss, take a stand. The most important thing is that you get started in your journey. Stay safe and subscribe to get more research-backed tips and tricks for recognizing tactics of manipulation and control.